Hi, welcome back to Legends in Steel, and I'm Patrick Jones. Again, we're continuing on with our conversation about that Eriksson knife, and wanted to talk a little bit because the reason that I got into this was because I like to collect knives. It's kind of a hobby, and so selfishly I created a couple books, Collector's Guide for the Buck 119 and the Buck 110, and I wanted to create something that was a little bit different. And since I'm a fan of the Swedish knives, I decided to look into the Swedish masters. So I ended up getting an Eriksson. Now the Eriksson's a pretty standard knife, right? Nothing really special about it. It's not really valuable, but it is to me because this piece is kind of a lot of character and kind of an art piece. So we'll talk about that a little bit more. But for today's video, I'm going to talk into a little bit of the history on the Eriksson, which is going to be included in the book. So we'll get into that here in a minute. Well, today I'm out on a hike, and I've got another book on that, which talks about Plato and Aristotle and being a total person, where you are getting exercise and using artwork, or in this case, the awe of outside, along with using your brain, and that kind of builds that total person. It helps all of it kind of compound together. So a little bit about the history of Eriksson. So KJ Eriksson, born in 1889 in Oster, which is a region near Mora. And if you've heard Mora before, it's because that's kind of the workhorse capital of Swedish manufacturing. Knives, blades, tools, anything for that region of Sweden was kind of made there. And KJ started getting into that when he was younger, joining Frost. So you may have heard Frost Knives. So he worked at Frost Knives when he was young and learned about the business side of knife making before he moved on to do his own work. So by the mid-1900s, his company, Eriksson's company, had developed things, all kinds of things for people to use, whether it was knives, scissors, things that became known as simple, sharp, and dependable. So as I was saying last time, in Mora, it's known for that kind of stuff. So he ended up working alongside Frost and AB to create knives and really make that an industry that was thriving. So in 1912, Eriksson joined with Mattsson to create the Eriksson-Mattsson knife ribbon. And then, let me get the year right on this one, 1918, Mattsson and he broke up and just became the Eriksson knife fabric. So there were some difficult years right around there, but they survived by building things that everyday people need, whether it was scissors, knife blades, even a drilling auger for ice drilling. So they were able to weather the storm and build things that everyday people actually needed. Now, like I said last time, those companies, Frost and Eriksson, eventually came together to create the new company that you know already, Morakniv. And that company is world renowned. So when you pretty much hold that Eriksson knife, like the one I have, it brings back those feelings of the old time, very dependable, very respectable blade for something. But again, I had to get this one because of just the character involved with the handle and the sheath. It just made it stand out and just a little bit different. So hopefully on my next video, I won't be huffing and puffing through the woods. My idea is to, since I love this knife, is to actually work on restoring it, making it just dependable again, maybe how to sharpen it, how to take care of the blade, how to take care of that leather on there, so it can last another generation and somebody else after me can just enjoy that the same way I do. All right, again, this is Legends in Steel, and you can go to the website legendsinsteel.com, or definitely follow this site if you want more of these videos. Share it with other people that you think are collectors and that would be interested in learning more about history of knives. Right now we're on the Swedish stuff. Eventually we'll get back to the American. So anyway, thanks. Have a great day.